are back here in Logan, Utah with the 1.9D show. Today we have a few racers and finishers at the top to go through some of the divisions with us. We are going to start with our snowboard division. And just quickly, before he introduces himself, this is Charlie Tyler. This is what we're all here for, folks. This is it. The money, the friends, the traveling. We all fight for this buckle. So Charlie, you're the winning snowboarder today. Tell me how you kind of got into skijoring and how long you've been doing it and what your journey has kind of been.
Yeah, so I grew up in Ouray, Colorado, and there was a race in Ridgeway, the San Juan Skijoring event. It was about 10 miles away from my hometown, and I actually told my dad one day, I was like, man, I would love to do that. So he reached out to Sarah Smedrud, who reached out to you.
That's right.
And you actually got me into it. And
Correct.
yeah, I did one pole, and I've been kind of hooked ever since.
Not only did you do one pole, my favorite part about this whole thing is we got Charlie behind a sport horse, which is a much faster race. And it was a brand new rider to the horse and a brand new division to the horse. So everyone was really new. And we told this new rider, like, hey, really pull back. Did that happen for you? What did that first ride feel like?
No. Ari was the horse.
Yep.
Molly Cruz was the rider. And she pretty much ran the whole course flat out. And I was at the very end of the rope with one hand on it the whole entire time.
Yeah, it was epic.
Yeah.
Well, it did enough, like you still came back and it got you hooked. So
at the end of that run, I was shaking for like 5 minutes afterwards. I was like, I don't know if I can hang with the Skijoring guys, but I learned that was a crazy fast run. So
it was super fast. You did make it to the finish line, and I remember watching you come around the turn, and you were still on the rope, and that alone was incredible.
Yeah.
The fact that you were still hanging on was something else. So that was your first race, and you caught the bug immediately. And since then, what have you been doing?
Yes. So last year I did probably 3 or 4 events.
Yep.
And this year I've just been kind of following wherever I can.
Totally.
Trying to get registered in as many events as I can.
So you've been skijoring for a little over a year. You started at the beginning of last season.
Yes.
So you skijored all last season. You started again this year in Ridgeway. 6 or 7 races. How many buckles do you have now?
This is my 4th buckle. So, yeah, very stoked.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I remember the one at Grand Lake last year.
Yes.
Estes Park this year.
Yes.
Logan, Utah this week. And where else?
Yes. And then the snowboard light buckle. I don't know.
That's right. That counts. Oh, that absolutely counts. Yeah. First day out, snowboard light, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just snowboarded today for the first time, and there's nothing easy about any of it.
Yeah.
No, it's terrifying. So good on you, man.
Yeah.
4 buckles in 7 events that's way up there. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'm super stoked on it.
Now, does it mean, so this weekend, you actually raced against, I know you raced against them in Ridgeway, but you raced against Jacoby Chacon out here. And is this your first time winning against Jacoby?
This is my first time winning against Jacoby. Yes.
And how does that feel?
So, yeah, he kind of smoked me 2 weekends ago in the San Juan Skijoring.
Yeah.
And, I was hurting pretty bad after that, and I'm glad I took it home today.
Yeah, it's Jacoby is an animal.
Yes.
I talk about him a lot. He's a beast on a snowboard. And so we got the times here. Your team name was Bread and Beans. Who is your rider's name today?
Cole Yoren.
Cole Yoren from
Utah,
I
think.
Cool. And Charlie, you guys came in with a time of 18:60. And you beat Jacoby Chacon by a good amount. He came in with a 19:11.
Yeah, and I know Jacoby, he's a freaking awesome guy.
He is.
He is actually having some horse issues with some of his runs today. And I think the horse thought it should jump over the puddle at one point, and so he was a little bit slower, I think, because of that.
Yeah. And how did you feel out there? How did it feel this weekend?
Man, this weekend was rough. I dropped the rope on my first 2 runs.
Oh no!
And I thought I was gonna be out of the money for the whole weekend. So I'm just glad I could string 2 runs together that went to the finish.
Totally. So, congratulations. Where are you going next?
I'm going to Boise, Idaho.
You are
this
going to
next
be in
weekend.
Boise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, keep in touch. This is Charlie Tyler, snowboard division winner up here in Logan, Utah. It was awesome having you.
Cool.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you in Boise.
Will do.
All right, sweet. Up next, we're going to have Jed Moore talk about the open division with us. Stay tuned. We're here. Jed Moore. Jed Moore, how the hell are you?
Had a great weekend.
We might need
I'm
to
doing pretty good.
send someone to get you a new beer immediately. That sounded empty on the cheers. I obviously just opened mine.
Yeah, I mean, did a little bit of celebrating today.
So you're coming from the awards this weekend in Logan. And what did you win this weekend?
I only had 2 runs, one in the open, one in the sport, and took home the win with Bryson Threatt in the sport division with my good horse Zombie.
Taking home a buckle with 1 run in the sport division is what we call not playing the odds. That's crazy. So you guys just got out there and decided to lay down a run.
I mean, even more than that, Bryson and I were kind of a late entry. Entries filled up for Logan faster than I thought they would.
Yeah.
And at the time, I only had 1 open pull. And Bryson said, "Hey, I've got a spot. Can we hook up?" This was in the last 5 days.
Oh, wow.
And with the developments of poor track conditions on Friday, so they canceled the entire race. That turned Saturday's race into a 1-run jackpot. Like,
We do need to talk about, we haven't talked about that yet. So this weekend Friday was shut down. No races were ran. I think they ran the switcheroo and half of the women's. They deemed the track unsafe for horses to run on. And the pro did not run, the sport did not run, the snowboard did not. Nobody ran. So it turned into a 1-day score jackpot style. So I don't know. Do you think that puts a little asterisk on the buckle or?
Somebody could say, "Oh, it's not an overall thing," but also the concept of you've got 1 shot,
Yeah,
1 opportunity
totally.
to seize everything you ever wanted,
Okay.
and you just let it roll.
And you did it. Absolutely.
We were standing there at the start, and guys were like, "Oh, how fast do
Right.
who should we?" And I'm like, if you're not here to win,
Yeah.
fine, just go whatever speed you want.
And you
but
just threw down a run.
but if we're gonna go for it, we're gonna go for it.
Totally.
And we didn't go full out. The beginning
The-
couple gates were a little bit technical, and Bryson
Yep.
asked for, to hold him up just a little through the
I
start.
think we were all asking for that as sports skiers.
And
Yeah.
then it was like, okay, we're just, with the track conditions being a little bit deep, I didn't push my horse very hard. I just let him run at a pace that was comfortable for him.
And it was a
and-
good pace.
He's
And you were on the horse Zombie.
Zombie.
Okay.
Off the track thoroughbred. He's been an open horse before. Last year I moved him into the sport, and he moderates his speed a little bit better. He doesn't get as blown up if I don't push him that hard. So
Yeah.
he has done well as a sport horse.
Beautiful. So you come out. Also, I mean, obviously, most of my audience should know exactly who you are. You've been all over the Saddles and Skis content, but just give us a little bit of, how you found skijoring and how you got into it.
Sure. Jed Moore. I was a professional bull rider for 13 years, originally from Cheyenne, Wyoming. I live in Fruita now. This is my 6th season
Okay.
as a Skijor racer. My first couple seasons, I went to 4 races, and then there was no denying the pull and the draw for me to have something that I could work so painstakingly at, so diligently at, to improve, and how much it fills my bucket. So now here I go to between 9 and 11 races a year, and I said something this weekend to somebody. I said, I work my tail off 40 weeks a year for this 12 weeks.
It's fair. It's more than an addiction. It's a lifestyle. It's incredible. I look forward to winter more than anything else now, I think. Yeah, I love being here. So I want to talk about you also compete in the open division and how that works. Typically at races is, you'll have a sport horse, which is Zombie for you, and then you have an open horse. Now, your open horse has been through some shit in the last couple of years, and he's finally competing, and we're all very excited to be watching him compete. Chug.
Yeah, Mr. Jess Chugger. He's an off-the-track quarter horse. He's 12 years old. I had lost, in the horse world we call him my heart horse. My number one horse. I had lost my horse Pete in August, and October 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to take Chug home, and with his breeding, his resume, he's a no-brainer for a Skijor horse.
Totally.
I got to ride him 3 times, and then he had an abscessed hoof.
Yeah.
And it separated 2/3 of his hoof wall.
Yeah.
His whole leg was cellulitis infection. He had to grow an entire new hoof for almost a year.
And then he had...
Last year, we got him legged up. We were excited for race season.
Yeah.
Like, here we go. And a week before Christmas, he got tangled up through 6 strands of barbed wire. Tore
Unbelievable.
both back legs down to the bone. Had to have hock surgery on both hocks. Didn't know if he was ever even going to be performance
Totally
healthy.
performance worthy.
But he had already shown us so much of how much heart and how much fight he had to live and overcome. So bit the bullet on some serious vet bills.
I'm sure.
And another year worth of recovery. And he's gotten to come to 3 races now.
Yeah.
He won money at his first 2 races.
And how does he feel at races?
He feels like riding a 220 watt voltage generator.
I think it's one of the most intense takeoffs I've ever seen out of the gate. It's explosive.
He is so strong. He's
Yeah.
so powerful. Every stride is thunderous.
Yeah.
Like I have some photos from Ridgeway this year where he's just exploding snow with every stride.
Yeah.
And that I'm still learning how to ride him well. The little ticks and quirks for him. He's making me up my game as a rider.
Totally.
Because he's so talented, and once he and I get dialed in a little bit,
Yeah.
there's going to be...
It's going to be a problem.
Even, not a problem for me.
Well, for everyone else on the track.
But, I'm, the fact he only had 1 run this weekend doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah,
Giving
bit of
him
a rest.
an easier weekend.
Yep.
We took on a new skier this year that I've not pulled before, and, he had a little bit of difficulties with the gate early on.
He had listen, I watched that one leave the gate, and I'll tell you what he had difficulty with is the unexpected power of Chug going from a dead stand to full run. And I mean, I have footage of you at Estes, and I love how you have to get prepared in your horn and just lean so far forward. You're like, please God, stay on.
The very first run we ever made, Friday Night Lights at Ridgeway, and this is the first time I ever really just exploded him from a 0 start.
Yeah.
And he launched 20 feet off his hind end, and I almost slid off the back of the saddle. I didn't have a hold of the horn. I lost a stirrup. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I've never done this before.
Chug is just like,
yeah, let's go. And we placed.
Yeah.
With me trying to fall off for 4 strides.
Right.
And those are the little things that I'm talking about of when I ride him well.
Right.
The first day of Estes Park last weekend, our second run, I rode him better than I have yet, including today. And I had a great start. I kept both feet in the stirrups.
Huge.
And we won the day.
Yeah.
And to win the day, especially against Rosie Rogers' horse 7.
Yep.
That is a tough horse to beat in a horse race.
Totally. But so I do want to talk with you about what the difference is. So when you're going from your sport run to your open run, what are the major differences between those two divisions as a rider? Your conversation with your skier, what stands out to you?
I've had the opportunity to pull some very talented open skiers.
Yeah.
I've got to pull Lane Feldice and Jack Plants. I've got to pull Jim Ryan. I've gotten to pull Tyler Smedzrud. And, that list in and of itself is, some of the who's who,
Oh, yeah.
some of the best skiers in our sport.
Hall of Famers for sure.
And how they analyze a track and the feedback they give me of here, this is just a check. Here, this is just a move. We can go all out to here, or I need you to put me here, and just the quality of the feedback and the specificity that those guys are able to give.
Yeah.
That's a huge piece for me. I'm a very analytical competitor, and giving me those specific instructions to help us be successful is and a lot of times in the sport division, those skiers don't quite have that that much focus on everything that they do. And they're like, it might be a little tough right here, or
it is hard. It's a skill set being able to read the track before you're running. And then those guys do typically have a much better sense of it. And they're really nice. Like some of the open guys, especially when they run the same gates, like at these races, you listen to what the open guys are saying. It's usually way more accurate. And you'll look at it and think like, oh man, all this is going to be a problem. The open guys are like, this isn't the problem. Our problem's over there. That's the cranker. You're like, oh, interesting. And then you go back and tell your rider, and then you watch a few people go, and you learn as they race.
Absolutely.
Which is fun.
Absolutely.
But that's interesting that the communication is that much more clear, and they're really like analyzing the track and giving that information to you to give yourselves the best chance of shaving, 1/100th of a second off, and that's the whole goal.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go over the pro finishes. And when you talk about, shaving seconds off, these guys do everything they can. The number one thing they do is work that rope, I think, much more than the sport guys are.
Man, anybody that has watched any of Jim Ryan's POV videos,
it's constant.
He is always working the rope, gather, slide, slide, and then especially towards a finish, he's gather, riders cutting off for the slingshot.
Totally. So it's always incredible to watch. And Jim Ryan came in third place today with a 13.23, and he did that with Dennis Alverson and Jet Fuel Cowboy. An absolute beast of a team. And then in second place, Jim Ryan again comes in with Courtney Anderson, who got to pull Jim Ryan, and she was stoked about it, and Richard was...
Anybody should be.
I mean, if you get that chance, you're going to take it, absolutely, and she was excited to let Gunnar really go. I don't know if she's had that opportunity yet.
Sure.
And he came in at a 13.19, but in first place. And I've said this name before, and I've said it about Jim Ryan competing against this individual. Like, he hasn't competed against this guy a lot. And Colin Cook with Josh Abbott and the horse Elvis, and they shaved almost a full second, and they came in with a 12.83.
Elvis, I told a few people today that I was happy to see Elvis here. I love seeing, Josh Abbott's a great guy anyways to be around. And from one of the very first events I ever saw Josh Abbott run Elvis, and I thought that there's not a horse on the circuit that I enjoy watching run more than Elvis. He's so fluid. He's so long. He's so level. Yeah. And he just shoots across there. It's poetry.
It is.
And then, with the opportunity for our skiers to ski a little bit of a technical track, but also something very within their wheelhouse. Yeah. To really turn Elvis loose. Oh, and, so these guys ran, my time with Chug our raw time was a 14.2. So we ran a full second behind these guys. I didn't run the best line. We got into a little bit of deep snow, but also with the questionable track conditions and the new skier, I didn't push
Totally.
him very hard.
Right.
But the concept that Elvis ran almost a second and a half faster than we did.
Yeah.
It's that horse is you used a term earlier and you said Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Like Elvis is a Hall of Famer.
Well, that horse, Elvis, has more buckles as an equine athlete than any other horse on the circuit. And Mark Leroux tells me that every time we get to watch him race, he's like, that freaking horse has got, I think he's got 13 now. This
That's
makes 13.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I remember a Facebook post once where somebody asked, like,
Who's
what
got
horses?
Yep.
And, there's some great horses that come to mind. Like, people think about Frank and Beans.
Totally.
There was a great paint horse they called Red Lodge.
Yeah.
That was, predated me as a competitor, but was a incredible horse for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And, for horses to rack up that many overall wins over the course of their career and lifetime, it's And Elvis is
he's cool,
he's
man. The way he starts, Josh backed him up
all the way into the corner.
so deep, and Colin can handle, because that jerks you. Like, when the rider starts from behind you, it doesn't matter how much slack you pull, you're going to get yanked. Mm-hmm. And he is just such a gritty skier who can bite down and eat that start. And then 1, 2, 3. Made those first gates. It was impressive.
Very much so.
Very impressive work by Colin. And then, the way Colin eats rope, Jim's relatively new, and you watch it, he's constantly going. The way Colin eats rope is full extension arm and just
gathering.
works on that rope. So love to see Colin Cook out there with Josh out. Like, it's a Hall of Fame, almost like throwback team in a way, but those guys crush, and I love watching them run.
Oh, and to talk about Colin Cook too, he's an incredible skier. He's an elite level skier.
God, that kid is gritty.
But now also, in the last couple of years, we're seeing him more as a rider.
We are. Yeah.
And he also won the all-around, also known as a switcheroo, in some events this weekend.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So,
That's awesome.
so Colin Cook won as an open skier, but also as a rider.
Awesome. Sweet. So congratulations to those guys. We're going to have Bryson Threatt. He's going to correct us on this once and for all, I swear to God.
Every time.
Every single time. But that's Jed Moore with the Sport Buckle Rider and some information on the open division. Thank you, Jed. We'll see you out there.
Pleasure.
What's your next stop?
We will be headed to Boise, Idaho next weekend.
Beautiful.
And then we've got Silverton, Grand Lake, and Leadville to wrap out the season.
Beautiful ending. Well, we'll see you out there, Jed. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Folks, we are back with... I'm going to let this man introduce himself because I have messed up his name first and last by mistake. So I'm here with the sport champion today here in Logan, Utah. So, sir, please introduce yourself to the people at home.
What's up, guys? I'm Bryson Threatt, widely known as Bryson Threatt. Been skijoring for about 3 years and won today.
You won today, and how did you get into the sport? You've been doing it for about 3 years, is that correct?
Yeah, I found the sport like 3 years ago. I was just checking out my family roots where my family came over in the 1860s.
Oh, wow.
And I was in the middle of nowhere, Montana, in Wisdom, the super small town race.
Middle of nowhere.
And shout out Wisdom. And I saw this skijoring event, and I thought, what in the hell is that? And
Yeah.
I honestly felt like the sport, the activity was like fun the first time. I sucked, of course, but the community of people is what I fell for. I rocked up to this race on the weekend with no plans whatsoever and met some dude at the bar who gave me coordinates to his camper and said, "You're welcome to go stay there."
It wasn't Brian Cole, was it?
It was not Brian Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian Cole looked like.
You had the camper, you had the coordinates. This all sounds like Brian Cole.
It's giving Brian Cole.
Do you remember your first race ever and what it felt like? How hard it was?
Oh, yeah, I was terrified. It was just such a different feeling. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't been skiing forever, but I remember just like the center of gravity being so much different.
Totally.
And
And did you know horses at all?
Oh, I've done some trail riding of horses, but
Okay.
no
So no.
racing. No racing,
Yeah.
yeah.
And haven't been around horses at that level.
Not this level, no.
Like in a start gate where they're,
Not seeing hot horses in the start.
Yeah.
Definitely not. That was a new.
you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. Staying away from that backside.
Yeah.
Terrified as. Yeah.
Okay. And since you've been racing 3 years, 2 years full time, how many buckles do you have? I don't want to, if you can count if you want.
I've got a little over.
Take a long time.
A little over a half dozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. One race I won, we didn't get a buck. There's no hardware involved. I got a horse blanket.
You need the hardware.
Gave it to my
A
rider.
horse blanket?
Yeah. I got a little check.
We won't say the race's name.
We won't.
That's super lame.
I know.
No buckle?
We got some other buckles, so.
So when you win a race, you get checks and you get a buckle. Sometimes you get a jacket.
Yep.
Out of those three things, what's the one thing you're taking out of all of it? The money, the buckle, or the attire?
Take the money. Jackets are cool. Give me the hardware.
You want that
This
buckle.
is what's lasting, yeah. God willing,
Yeah.
I have some kids or grandkids someday. I want to be able to pass down the hardware.
That's, yeah.
The money will be dissolved and long spent by then. But
Yeah. It's like Richard. Have you ever seen Richard's collection?
I'm sure he's got a mountain.
Fucking stack of them.
Yeah.
Well, you know, a couple novice buckles in there as well.
Yeah, true.
Set
Well, I'm one
back.
closer today, so.
There you go. So we want to get on the ground with you. We want to talk about what this weekend was like. There was some pretty strange circumstances at this race. We lost Friday. Talk about that.
Yeah.
Talk about how that goes into your strategy when you lose running an entire day.
Yeah, it was tough. I got to run a couple of times in the all-around or switch division, as it's usually called at other races. So I got to see the course on Friday before they canceled it and was really eager to run. But, yeah, just doing the one-day race, more like jackpot style, certainly adds a ton of pressure. There's no get in the top 10 and hope for the best luck
There's
the next
no
day.
average.
It's you got to go for broke. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our strategy today.
That's a tough.
It's definitely a lot of
race to
added
be.
pressure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's because you have to do it, and you can look at the course, and we'll get into strategy. But you know, if you think you can or you can't, you have to do it.
Yeah.
And you have to throw down that top 10 of the day. So we're gonna quickly go through the finishers in sport. I don't really know these guys. We're in Utah. It's a lot of new competitors for us. So we'll do team names and whatever name is on here. I don't know if it's rider or skier, but we got 50 Shades of Grey in third place with a 1592, and that is Troy Houston. Shout out Troy. And then in second place, we got Team Placebo Effect with a 1531, and that is Luke Cashmitter. And I absolutely botched that name. Apologies. So in first place today, and we had Jed on the show, and he kind of talked a little bit about it, but running behind Jed, running behind Zombie, you had one run together,
Yeah.
and you buckled.
Yeah. There's already a lot of pressure being the one-day race. But
100%.
there's some added pressure running behind Zombie and a tenured rider like Jed Moore.
Getting an invite from, so I have a quick story, but like I texted Jed when he was looking for riders. He had a Facebook post, or he was looking for skiers.
Yeah.
And I reached out and I said, hey, Jed, you know, would love to throw my hat in the ring if you need a skier. And he texted me back. He said, oh, Allie's got some great horses for you. So
Yeah.
at least like these guys are selective. Like they want to win.
100%.
They want to know their skier can throw down.
Yeah, and you don't get many opportunities to ski behind somebody like Jed.
No, because he's usually full.
Well, I mean, Zombie, as we learned from Emma on one of your previous episodes, the rider doesn't really have much to do with this whole thing.
I think it's
5% on this
yeah.
is what
Yeah.
rumor says, but
I mean, really all they're doing is slowing the horse down when we want it to slow down.
yeah. No. Shout out to all my riders. I know you do much more than that.
We're kidding,
I
everyone.
disagree
Have a
with
sense
Emma.
of humor.
It's like 6 or 7%.
That's hilarious.
But no, there's like a ton of added pressure riding behind
Totally.
Zombie, and being a one-day race, it was like, you know,
And go into the strategy a little bit. So, you know, I think you guys had a really good spot in the run order today. You're on
yeah.
the ground. You get to see the race. You know, you're watching. Like, what's going through your head when you're floating around the start gate, watching the race before your race?
Yeah.
What happens there for you?
Trying to watch as much as you can from the start gate to see what's going on with the other skiers, like where they're having trouble. We were blessed by the Skijor gods today and got to go pretty late in the pack. There was like 50 teams or so, and I think we were like 45th in the run order.
And why do you like going late like that?
Well, it can kind of be a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Today was great because we knew what time we had to beat, but also
Okay.
that track got super rutted out in all the turns.
Yep.
And as soon as it gets really deep, it can
Yeah.
get to a threshold where it's really tough to ski and it kind of grabs your skis.
Yeah.
And it definitely was getting there, but we knew exactly what time we had to beat, and just had to kind of strategize with Jed on I'd like a little bit of a check for these first like 4 or 5 gates, because I know if he goes all out with Zombie, I'm
there's
cooked
no way.
and
Right.
I'm getting blown out.
Yeah. Those
so-
first 4 were super slalom,
Yeah.
really tight.
Yeah.
You had to be all the way on edge
Yeah.
to make it through those. So you're asking, like, hey, slower start.
Just so I can make it, because
And then turn it
traditionally,
on.
I mean, that style of course is not what favors to my strengths.
The slalom.
The slalom, tight
yeah.
slalom. I prefer more of like a wide, flowy track. Maybe there's some features on the side, come back
Yeah.
to the other. Rings, I love rings. Anytime there's rings, I know that that's something that ski racers have not done. So that levels the
Ski
playing
racers,
field for
man.
somebody like me.
Yeah. It's
'cause I
getting
know-
tough because we're competing against pro ski racers now.
I know.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But I like what you said about watching races and understanding what you need based on what you're seeing. So, like, I know when I'm watching and you see someone ski it and you're like, it looks like I could handle that. And then you wait for the time and you hear 15.9. That's what you're going to your rider with and being like, hey, that was the speed right there. And I could take a little more.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I didn't think I could take a little more. I'd run like a 16.6, and I was a little comfy with shaving a little bit off of that. And I told Jed, I think we saw Luke stuck a really good run at 15.3, and
Yeah.
to be honest, I thought there was no shot I could ski at 15.3. So
Fair.
But we knew being a one-day race, a 16 doesn't do us any good.
Yeah, I mean,
on
what's
a
it gonna
two-day
do
race,
for you?
I'm like, let's go for a 16,
Yeah.
16.5 and hope for the best tomorrow.
Like you said, do you want the check or do you want the buckle?
Yeah, but today it's like we're going for the buckle. So
Yeah.
I knew Jed had to go all out, and I just had to time the start perfectly. And
Did you get a
Go for
good
it.
start? Because Zombie has had history in the start gate of
I know
he can be hot, he can be
Yeah.
a lot, but he's
I
looking
was
better
worried.
this year.
It was my last run, and the one I knew I had to stick it on, and I had known Zombie's history of
Yeah.
pressure in the start, so I didn't even look at him. I was just focused in front of me,
Blinders.
controlling my breathing. I had my horse blinders on, and I was just waiting for somebody to hand me the rope and told Jed to send
literally
it.
just like-
Yeah, I didn't even look. I had before and just got wigged
Yeah.
out. So
He's like, you
I feel like it's
showed some
added
respect.
pressure. Then Zombie can tell that I'm freaking out. So
Yeah, totally.
Didn't even look at him.
That's awesome. And when you and Jed got on the ground and talked, like you had some runs, so you kind of knew what you could handle.
Yeah.
And when you asked Jed for, X, Y, and Z, some riders really listen and they execute what you're talking about as a skier.
Yeah.
And some riders are like, some riders are like, I think we're going to push you a little bit.
Yeah, the riders that I'm with these days really listen to my feedback after I do a course inspection and they do their damnedest to do exactly what I asked them for, and I really
Yeah.
appreciate them for that. Jed nailed it today when I asked him to check for those first 4 or 5 gates and then let her eat. And Jed's also one of those guys though, like if I ask for a 16, I know he's going to throw down like a 15 or 15.2
Yeah.
because he's like, that's what he's asking for. He can take a little more.
Yeah.
And there was a moment there where I was hanging on for dear life, but we got out of there.
It got, the first, those first 5 gates, first 4 or 5 gates, like you were saying, were really tough. And then that third to last red after
Yeah.
the first roller
Yep.
was kind of sneaky. And I didn't realize how close to the end of the rope I was. And I was like, oh, man, I got to get all the way over there. And
Yeah.
because we were only on one side of the horse today, which affects
Yeah.
where you're at on the
Totally.
rope. And that was tough. And how did you deal with being on one side of the horse the whole time? So typically we're crossing over.
Yeah, I think that's
because
my
of the
preference.
track. And, yeah, totally.
I think it's
so
my
much more
preference.
fun.
Yeah. Sometimes you catch some
Until you hit
some
catch
ice
a
balls to the
snowball, yeah,
face from the horse hooves, but
Yeah.
I think it's my preference just to be zipping back and forth. I think I
more
find it
fun.
I find it a little bit harder to just
Yeah.
stick to one side. But
Longer turns typically.
yeah, and like
super.
when you're turning in and out, it doesn't feel like it's as intuitive cutting back in and out of the horse
Right.
when you're stuck on one side. But if it's just a different race. That's the one part, like the variety of different racetracks every weekend.
Yeah.
Makes it tough to where like you can't really practice well or like master any one
No,
track because
a lot of people ask, how do you practice? And you get pulls.
shit. I just race every weekend.
Yeah, you got to go race every
Yeah,
weekend.
let's
That's
practice.
it. I know. It's crazy. So speaking of that, where are you going to be next weekend?
Next weekend I'll be in Boise, Idaho.
Okay.
Yep.
We're all going to Boise.
On the road for a handful of more weeks. Looks like it'll be a handful in Idaho in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bellevue.
Bellevue, Driggs.
Grand
Yeah.
Lake.
Yep.
Okay.
So hopefully get another one of these next weekend in Boise. But
Yeah.